Hello everyone, welcome to Synthesis IAS Academy, a place where blend of ideas take place. And about me, I am Sandeep Bhushan Thumala, and my credentials are I have 10 years of teaching experience for civil services, and I would be taking up issue-based current affairs. And this session will definitely help you to crack prelims as well as mains examinations, because throughout my session I would be emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases, and these keywords and key phrases will certainly help you to identify the factual, analytical and conceptual questions for the preliminary examination, and also it will be useful for the mains examination. So certainly my session will definitely help you to crack prelims and mains both for 2020 as well as 2021. And today's topic is groundbreaking inventions and inventors in the information and communication technology. And we will focus at the 15 groundbreaking inventions and inventors in information and communication technology. So this session or topic will be definitely certainly useful for you in regards to the information and communication technology from UPSC perspective point of view. And when we are focusing on the keen look at the groundbreaking inventions of ICT, we have seen that the government has come up with a new educational policy. And when the government has come up with a new education policy, it has focused on the computer based education. Please do focus here the keyword, it is the computer based education. So when the new education policy is emphasizing on the computer based education, you as a civil servant aspirants have to know about the 15 inventions and innovators who have been definitely part of the entire system right from the starting and then till now. So, who has come up with these 15 groundbreaking inventions and innovators? That is Professor Rajaraman has made it very clear in his book of the 15 groundbreaking inventions and innovators. So, we will focus that is, we will look at the history of the information and communication technology, which will certainly be a critical information to you all as a civil servant aspirant from UPSC perspective. So the first, or before that, we will look at the computer language which has started from Fortran in the year 1987, and we will look at the deep learning in the year 2011, that is in regards to the artificial intelligence. So we will focus right from Fortran computer language to the deep learning, that is in the 2011, that is artificial intelligence. And the first groundbreaking inventions in information and communication technology is the Fortran or formal translation. It's called as a formal translation, and it was developed by John Backus in the year 1987. And this has translated the binary language of 0 and 1 of digital computers into the daily understanding language, which has been used by IBM computers and various other computers, so that there would be a development in regards to the formal translation, that is the computer language. The first one is the Fortran, and the second one is the introduction of the integrated circuits or ICs. And this was done, this was definitely into the process by or invented by John Bardeen. It was invented by John Bardeen in the year 1947, and these integrated circuits have reduced the size and power of the consumptions of the amplifiers. So ICs, that is integrated circuits, have reduced the size and powers of the consumption of the amplifiers, and it has been a revolution in the information technology, wherein that is the integrated circuits have been a revolution in the information technology. And this was later on, it was really taken up by Jack Kilby, and then after a few months it was also taken up by Robert Noyce, and it was made fully integrated as a complex electronic circuit. That is, the integrated circuits have later on been developed into a fully integrated complex electronic circuit called as single chip or single silicon chip. So this is the new electronic circuit which has been designed, initially coming up with the integrated circuits, with later on coming up with the integrated complex electronic circuit called as single silicon chip. And the third innovation is the database one. extremely sorry, is the databases, wherein the databases, what entire data which was stored in a base called as a database, and that was referred as a relational database management system, or it is called as RDMS. It is called as RDMS, and it is a database system. And the third innovation is the database system of the entire data, then that is called as RDMS, or Relational Database Management System. And earlier these files, earlier before that RDBMS, it was stored in a magnetic tapes or a floppy disk, that is, and then CDs, or now we can see it in the pen drive. So definitely the database, the storage of the database is gradually changing right from magnetic tapes to floppy disk and CDs, and then to the pen drives. And this is the database system, which is the third innovation. For example, the Aadhaar card entire information of the Aadhaar card of the particular individual, of his age, sex, or else the address and the fingerprints, everything is being stored in a compact fashion, that is through the RDMS. And now the latest one is in the pen drives, and the third innovation is database. And now we will focus on the fourth innovation, that is called as the LAN, or local area networks. So look at the progress which has been taken up gradually in the information communication technology, and the fourth innovation is the local area network. And this was introduced first by Norman Abraham's group. This is all these keywords, the inventions and innovators are very useful for you for prelims UPSC perspective. And this was used as a wireless broadcast, which was initially called as Aloha Net. It was initially called as Aloha Net, which was used by the wireless broadcast. And later on, Robert Metcalfe and David Box have modified the local area network protocols and have come up with a new one, that is called as the Ethernet. And that through the Ethernet, the Ethernet has allowed the multiple computers to share and exchange through the cable connection. So LAN, and then through the Ethernet, that is, rather than local area networks, multiple computers were shared so that the exchange of the information can take place. And this we can see it now in the LANs which have been used, so that we can transfer the emails or e-files and then connect the various departments in various university or the organizations. And the fifth innovation is the development of personal computers, PCs. We have seen the fifth innovation in the information and communication technology is the development of the personal computers. And the first person to design the personal computer is Steve Wozniak, and which was brilliantly marketed by Steve Jobs, the PC. And then we have seen later on in the year 1980s, Apple, IBM have come up to market the entire personal computers, and the Microsoft have come up with using or supplying the operating system for the personal computers. And the sixth innovation is the cryptography. So this is a crucial one, because as today we are definitely using the smartphones and then the laptops or any kind of computer, so definitely we need to have a secrecy, and for that we need to go ahead with the password. So definitely you need to lock it, and for that you need to have a password, and that password is because you have a secure in regards to your information. So that information or the message will be confidential so therefore your phone or your computer needs to have a locking system, and for the locking systems to unlock you need to have a password. And for that is definitely making sure that if you wanted any confidential message, and that you need to have a secure password through the OTP. Even we have for various applications also, and that aspect is called as encryption system. So this is the sixth innovation, which is called as the encryption system or the cryptography. And the seventh innovation is the computer graphics. So we have come up with the not only the personal computers, but the computers using or sending the messages, or in regards to having the emails and all the other data which has been sent through the relation RDBMS. So to that we have definitely come up with a new concept or the innovation called as the computer graphics, wherein you can display the digital data as pictures and movies on the computer display. So the pictures and movies which is of the digital data can be displayed on the computer graphics, on the computer display through the computer graphics, and that is called as the GUI, that is graphical user interface, which can be used, for example, in the PowerPoint presentation. And the eighth innovation in the ICT is the development of the internet, and this has really revolutionized the entire world itself. In regards to the 28th century, the greatest invention it is, that is the development of the internet. So by this internet we were able to communicate through emails and also through watching various YouTube presentation across the globe, and this is the greatest invention of the 20th century. And in regards to the internet, there are two important inventions. The first is in regards to making sure that you are breaking a long data stream into the smaller packets. So a long data or a very big huge data is been broken into or squeezed into a smaller packets, and that has been invented by Paul Barron and Donald Davis. And the second important invention in regards to the internet is standardization of the protocol called as TCP/IP, that is transmission control protocol or internet protocol, which that is the TCP and IP allows the interconnecting a variety of computer networks so that you can have the access the same kind of information across the world using the telephone infrastructure. Using the telephone infrastructure, we can go ahead with using the internet. That is having the second important invention in the internet is the standardization of a protocol, that is transmission control protocol or internet protocol, and this has been invented by Vinton Cerf or Robert Kahn. Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn have invented this TCP IP. And the ninth invention is global positioning system, and this is very important because nowadays you can just you can just easily move from one place to another place without having any help of your individuals or friends or any of your persons, because this will guide, the GPS system will guide you to reach from one place to another place. But if you look at the earlier times, the sailors used to look at the position of the stars in the sky and detect their locations and the routes, and then later on the discovery of the magnetic compass have helped the sailors to make sure that which directions they are moving. And after that we have the invention of the wireless radio by Marconi. So this is the ninth invention, that is the GPS system. And looking at the 10th innovation, it is the World Wide Web, WWW, and this is in regards to it has made the internet infrastructure available for free. So World Wide Web has made the internet infrastructure which has been available for free of cost, and this was primarily the work of Tim Berners-Lee, who has designed the protocol. So Tim Berners-Lee has designed the protocol, that is HTTP. And what is HTTP? It is Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and this HTTP connects the documents written using a language. So HTTP connects the document by using a language called as HTML, that is Hypertext Markup Language. So HTML is the language, HTTP is a protocol which has been designed by Tim Berners-Lee, and this is an internet infrastructure which is part of the WWW, World Wide Web. And the 11th innovation is the search engine, and this is to what? Search engine is to retrieve the documents from the WWW, that is World Wide Web, to retrieve the documents. The search engine provides us to retrieve the documents, and this is a phrase. Definitely it is a need of the software. And the Google is the search engine, because everyone now, when they wanted to have any kind of information on the documents, they would go ahead with the search engine, that is Google. So Google is the search engine wherein we will get the entire information whatever we would wish to, and this have been this has captured the market, that is a search engine. Google has captured the market due to an innovative search algorithm. So this, you have all the algorithms which have been put in the search engine, and that was invented by Larry Page and Sergey Brin in regards to the search engine. And the 12th innovation is digitization and compression of multimedia. So this digitization is essential for processing the text, pictures, audios and videos, and this has digitized enormous numbers of bits, so it squeezes enormous information, that is it compresses without any loss of the fidelity or the main information, and this can be in the process of transmitted economically, so without any loss, and it can be transmitted economically by compressing it. That is the 12th innovation, digitalization and compression of multimedia. And the 13th innovation is mobile computing. So here we are coming up with the new technology, that is mobile computing, and this is the wireless bands which are reserved for industrial, scientific and medical uses, and this was delicensed in the year 1985 by the government, and it has allowed to use the communication of data. And if you look at this, the mobile computing, that it is permitted for portable laptops which can be connected wirelessly to a LAN, and which can also be in regards to wireless communication, that is the standardized and led to what we call today as Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi is what? Wireless fidelity. And this, where Wi-Fi, now we have different generation, that is 3G and 4G, and now India is now awaiting, and the world is also awaiting for the 5G generation, except for few countries. And the 14th innovation is the cloud computing. So what is this cloud computing? This cloud computing is the one which it will maintain huge computing infrastructure. It maintains a huge computing infrastructure for various businesses, and they offer this cloud computing so that they will maintain the huge computing infrastructure, and they offer to any company which they are wanting, and they do it for on demand, and they charge the company which is asking the cloud computing to be taken up, which maintains huge computing infrastructure. And the companies, excess computing power available companies such as Amazon and Google, do maintain huge computing infrastructure on a demand base, and they charge the businesses or the corporates. And the 15th innovation is the deep learning. And then if you look at the deep learning, if you focus on this, you know that this is based on what you said, two different, or you have this entire human brain system itself. So if you focus on this, you have a neurologist and a mathematical genius called as the McCullough, who is a neurologist, and Pitts, a mathematical genius. They both together have modeled the human brain. They have modeled the human brain as a collection of interconnected neurons. So these two, that is McCullough and then Pitts, who is a neurologist and a mathematical genius, have modeled the human brain as a collection of interconnected neurons, and this they have simulated a network called as multi-layered neural network. This is the keyword, multi-layered neural network, and this has been done by Geoffrey Hinton and David Rumelhart on a computer. And this model can recognize the faces and the speech by extensive training using what you say, this deep learning techniques. And this is what? This is an aspect of AI, artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence, and this is the future system or the deep learning. So we have looked at from Fortran language to deep learning. So these are the 15 innovation which we have seen in the information communication technology, which will certainly be useful for you all as a civil servant aspirants for UPSC preliminary examination perspective. So I hope this session was very informative, knowledgeable one to everyone, and I would say a very big thank you to all, and a good luck to you all. And then make sure that you like the video, share the video, and do subscribe the video. Why? Because you would get all my future videos which I would be taking up on each and every topic, which will be certainly useful for prelims and mains for UPSC perspective. And do subscribe the Synthesis IAS Academy YouTube channel. wherein it is a place of blend of ideas. So I would come up with the next video, next topic, which would be a issue based current affairs topic, which will be certainly useful for you both for prelims as well as mains examinations. So see you again with a new topic. Thank you very much.